out. Stamp it out. Postal mail art. Recycling corks. Let's recycle corks and break down the wall. Let's break down the wall with your host, Tammy. Here are the art supplies you will need to get started. Envelopes, paper, ink pads, corks, paring knife, and postage stamps. Remember with the ink pads to choose brick-like colors, so orange, red, and a darker color for the type. You will also need to get letter alphabet stamps that we will use for the postal mail art letter we are creating. Here is an example of the cork bricks we will be making. Once the corks have soaked in water overnight, you are now ready to cut out a rectangle from the circular cork. Have you ever wondered where the word quirky comes from? Well, people, they're like corks, unique and different. Therefore, our corks will add texture and dimension to the brick wall we will be stamping out. Next, get your paper and fold it into 3 parts. 8.5 by 11 is the preferred letter paper size. Let's break down the wall and stamp it out. I am using this postal mail art letter in protest of line 3. What is line 3, you may be wondering? Line 3 is a proposed pipeline expansion that will bring nearly 1 million barrels of tar sands per day from Alberta, Canada to Superior, Wisconsin. It was proposed in 2014 by Enbridge, a Canadian pipeline company responsible for the largest inland oil spill in the U.S. Enbridge seeks to build a new pipeline corridor through untouched wetlands. Line 3 violates the treaty rights of the Anishinaabe peoples and nations. Wild rice is the center of their culture. It grows in watersheds Line 3 seeks to take. The proposed pipeline goes through the most pristine lakes and wetlands in the region and some of the largest wild rice beds in the world. It crosses Minnesota's delicate soils and aquifers. Tar sands is what would travel through Line 3. Tar sands is crude that is extracted through open pit mining. Tar sands crude is not conventional oil. It must be diluted with other petroleum products in order to transport this through the pipelines. Say no to tar sand pipeline 3. Break down this wall. What can we do in protest to stop this pipeline from going through? We can voice our solidarity by creating mail art and sending our letter to President Biden to let him know we know what's going on in Minnesota and we want wetlands, the environment, and treaty rights preserved. This information is being read to you from the StopLine3.org website. Dear President Biden, please stop the Line 3 sands pipeline. Line 3 tar sands pipeline is a threat to our climate and water. Line 3 pipeline equals 50 new coal-fired power plants. We must take action and honor treaty rights and stop construction on Line 3 pipeline. It would undermine the indigenous treaty rights of the Anishinaabe peoples. The impact of construction and oil spill will damage the ability to hunt fish and harvest rice. The proposed route for Line 3 crosses 227 lakes and rivers, including the Mississippi rivers that feed directly into Lake Superior. Water is life. Sincerely yours, Tammy Wofsey, Bronx, New York.